Hey guys, it's Jamie and I'm here with a book video. Last year, I believe it was in January or February, I posted a video about the I have my list in front of me. 13 books to read in 2015, and I wanted to come back and tell you guys how I did. Now, I did post a bunch of book videos that you can check out where I kind of went over like my thoughts on some of them, but I thought I would go through each book and tell you if I read it or not, and then show you the ones that I didn't. And I feel really, while I didn't read all 13 books on my list, I read a ton this year, and I feel like I had a successful reading year. So even though I didn't finish all 13 that I originally planned to finish, well, actually, I think I only have 2 left. Anyway, I just feel really good about it, and I haven't been reading a ton lately with everything coming up with having a baby and stuff. I've been reading some baby books and stuff like that, so my regular reading's been kind of put on hold. But I wanted to go over the books and then show you the 2 that I did not finish. So the first one on the list was The Girl on the Train by Paula Hawkins, and I loved it. You guys know that. I raved over it. If you haven't read it, and you like a little bit more like the psychological kind of thriller books, you need to read it. It's fabulous. Then I had on here Rusty Nailed. It's the Cocktail series. It's the number 2 book by Alice Clayton. Loved it. Such an easy read, like a perfect, I call it a perfect like beach read, bathtub read, lay on your couch one day, you don't really want to care about anything, you just get lost in a funny and semi-dirty book. Not like 50 Shades or anything, but I loved it. The third on the list is the Andy Cohen Diaries, A Deep Look at a Shallow Year. Now, this is what I'm disappointed to say that I read not even a quarter of it. I read about this much of it and put it down and started other things. So this is one I didn't get through. I will. But I think my taste in books last year, I wanted more of the girly books. I wanted more of the thriller kind of books. And this one was just not on my top list of books. So I'll get through this, but this is one that I didn't make it through that I originally said I wanted to. Oh, and then the next one, The Help by Kathryn Stockett. Never read this. Hope to read it soon though, because I still want to see the movie, and I don't want to see the movie until I read the book. So these are the 2 that I did not make it through. Everything else I did, but these 2 are still on the list for next year's reading. Let me put these down. Okay. Okay, next on the list is Gone Girl by, I think it's Gillian Flynn, not Gillian Flynn. I've been told both, but I think it's Gillian Flynn. That was a great book. I loved it. It was crazy. These people are nuts. And I had the movie on like DVR'd, and it got erased. So I haven't yet seen the movie, but I thought the book was good. I haven't read the other 2 by her. I heard they were really creepy. I don't know if they're going on my list, but Gone Girl was really good. Insurgent by Veronica Roth. Read it, loved it. Was that the second one? Yes, I think Allegiant was the third, and I've already read that too. I think that was I've already talked about that in a past video. Twisted Sisters by Jen Lancaster. I love Jane Lancaster. I did finish that. I think I liked it. I think it was okay. Pretty in Ink by Lindsey Palmer was just okay. It was the one about the magazine industry and publishing and stuff. It was okay. It wasn't one of my favorites. Keep Calm and Carry a Big Drink by Gruenenfelder. I liked that one a lot. Very easy read. The Patron Saint of Lost Dogs, the Cyrus Mills Series 1 by Nick Trout. Now, I have this in front of me because if I'm correct, this is the only one that I read like from the last video to this video where I didn't read the back of it for you and then tell you my thoughts. So I thought I'd do that now if you don't mind. Look how cute the cover is. How sweet. Even though I'm not sure, the main dog in this video was not like a bulldog, so. After 15 years, Dr. Cyrus Mills returns to rural Vermont to inherit the bedside manor for sick animals. The failing veterinary practice of his recently deceased and long estranged father. Cyrus, a veterinary pathologist, far more comfortable with cold clinical facts than living, breathing animals, intends to sell the practice and get out of town as fast as he can. Then his first patient, a down-on-her-luck golden retriever named Frida Fuzzy Paws, yes, isn't that cute, wags her way through the door, and suddenly life gets complicated. With the help of a black Labrador gifted in the art of swallowing underwear, a Persian cat determined to expose her owner's lover as a gold digger, and the allure of a feisty, pretty waitress from a local diner, Cyrus gets caught up in a new community and its endearing residents, and he begins to realize it's not just his patients who needs healing. The Patron Saint of Lost Dogs is a winsome tale of new beginnings, forgiveness, and the joy of finding your way home. I thought it kind of started off a little slow, because I started it and stopped it, and then picked it up again over the summer, towards the end of the summer. But I did really like it, and it is what they say at the end, that it's a tale of new beginnings, forgiveness, and the joy of finding your way home. That is exactly a great way to sum up this book. But like I said, it did have slow parts. It does start off a little slow, but you do end up really liking some of the characters, because you're not really sure about Cyrus at first. You're kind of like, I don't know about him. He's kind of standoffish. He's a little distant, but he has, redeeming qualities. And then you get to know a little bit about his past with his family, and yeah, I thought it was good. And now that I just realized that it's part of a series, I probably need to put the other ones on the list if this was book 1. But anyway, yeah, I really like this. But like I said, it does start off a little slow. The book overall is a tiny bit slow compared to what I normally like, but I did like it. I liked it a lot. Okay, next. You guys know I don't give away too much of a book. I read the back. I'm not gonna do that. That irritates me when people do that. So, okay, the next one is Archangel's Consort, the Guild Hunter series number 3 by Nalini Singh. Singh, I hope that's how you say her name. Gosh, I read that early on. I think I liked it. I like all those books. They're like angels and bad guys and vampire hunters and stuff like that. And I like those books. They're very easy to read. The next one, Wild Things, a Chicago Vampire series, is the number 9 book by Chloe Neal. I like all of those. I do like some of her beginning ones in the series better than the later ones, but I did like it. Very easy to read. I do like the whole vampire thing still. I'm still into that. Yes, and then the last one on the list is Bloodlines, series number 1 by Richelle Mead. Really like that, and that's another book where she talks about vampires and this group called Alchemists that kind of bridge the world between humans and vampires and stuff. I really like those, and I've read 3 of them, and if you've watched the other book videos, you'll know I've read 3 of them. But yeah, I feel really good about the list that I've gotten through. I'm very proud of myself, because when I go back, I need to go back and count up exactly how many books I've already read. But yeah, I thought I would put you on hold for a second and grab some other books and show you the book haul, the ones I have on deck, and then show you some that I have read in between the last time, just to kind of tell you what my thoughts were. Okay, so it looks like the last video I did, I hauled a couple of books, and I'm going to mention those. I hauled How to Be a Good Wife by Emma Chapman, and I did read this. This is the one about Marta and Hector have been married for a long time, through the good and the bad, through raising a son and sending him off to life after college. So long, in fact, that Marta finds it difficult to remember her life before Hector. He has always taken care of her, and she has always done everything she can to be a good wife, as advised by a dog-eared manual given to her by Hector's aloof mother on their wedding day. But now something's changing. Small things seem off. A flash of movement in the corner of her eye. A lapsed moment she can't recall. Visions of a blonde girl in darkness that only Marta can see. Perhaps she is starting to remember, or perhaps her mind is playing tricks on her. As Marta's visions persist and her reality grows more disjointed, it's unclear if the danger lies in the world around her or in Marta herself. The girl is growing more real every day, and she wants something. What did I think about this? I liked it. There are some twists and turns in it, but I don't know that I liked how it ended. I'll just say that. If you choose to read it, it reminded me of a book that I read many, many years ago that I'm not going to give away the name of it, because if I tell you the name, you're going to know exactly how the book ends. So, but it's one I read in literature class when I was in college, and I liked it. But I wanted more from this book at the end. I feel like I understand why the author like wrote it the way she did, but I just wanted something different. So I thought I'd just say that. I mean, is it worth reading? Sure. But is it one of my favorites? No. And then it said I hauled The Golden Lily by Richelle Mead, the Bloodlines series. I did haul this, read it, never showed you this one. I picked this up right with it. It's the next one in the series, The Indigo Spell. So I have read 1 through 3. I can't read you the back of them because they give away the books. But like I said, if you liked, I think that Richelle, what? Tongue-tied. Richelle Mead wrote the Vampire Academy. So if you like the Vampire Academy books, you will like the Bloodline books. I really like these, and I need to get the rest of them, but Barnes & Noble is always out of the one in the next one, which I think is The Fiery Heart. So I need to just order them online. But they're so good. I'm going to be bummed when they're gone. They are in the teens section, but I just love them. I don't want to be done with them. So if you like the supernatural kind of books of vampires and stuff like that, you should pick these up. They're good. They're just easy, and sometimes that's all you need is easy books to read. Screwdriver by Alice Clayton. I don't have that with me because I've given it to my mom to read, but loved those books. Anything Alice Clayton writes, I'll probably love. They're just easy, girly, fun, humorous, sexy, cute. So I did read it and I loved it. I love them all. And then this one, Deadline by Sandra Brown. Really liked it. I like her writing. I'll read the back of it to you real quick. Dawson Scott is a well-respected journalist recently returned from Afghanistan. Haunted by everything he's experienced, he's privately suffering from battle fatigue, but then he gets a call from a source within the FBI. A new development has come to light in a story that has begun 40 years ago, and it could be the big story of his career. Soon, Dawson is covering the disappearance and presumed murder of former Marine Jeremy Wesson, the biological son of a pair of terrorists who remain on the FBI's most wanted list. As Dawson delves into the story, he finds himself developing feelings for Wesson's ex-wife, Amelia, and her 2 young sons. But when someone else close to Amelia turns up dead, the case takes a stunning twist, with Dawson himself becoming a suspect. Haunted by his own demons, Dawson takes up the chase for the notorious outlaws and reveals a startling secret behind their story. Loved it. I like her books. There's always a hidden layer of the unexpected, I think. Like, I had a thought of what was going on, but then didn't quite get it all the way. I just really like Sandra Brown books. I've only read a couple, and I think she's a ton of books out. This is a really good one. And there's always a twist. There's always a twist that gets you. You just have to wait for it. But yeah, I like her books. Easy to read too. And definitely, I don't know, they're just really good. They're suspenseful enough that they hold my attention, but they're not like too scary or anything, you know what I mean? Because I'm a total wuss when it comes to that stuff. Okay, I thought I would mention some books that I am currently reading, which are probably going to bore the crap out of you unless you're pregnant. Well, I finished this book. I read Belly Laughs by Jenny McCarthy, The Naked Truth About Pregnancy and Childbirth. She's a nut. She's a complete nut, and I find her hilarious. You could read this book in literally like 30 minutes. I spaced it out. Some of the stuff in here that she talks about did not happen to me, and some things she was the only person that ever told me about, and I was like, yep, that happens. But of course, it's all amped up. It's all like in your face. If you're easy to, yeah, she's in your face. I liked it. I've given this as a gift before. It's funny, and I like her. I think she's kind of wild and nutty, and but yeah, it talks about joys, excruciating pains, the inevitable disfigurement that go along with pregnancy, from morning sickness and hormonal rage to hemorrhoids, grainy panties, pregnant sex, and the torture and sweet relief that is delivery. It's a must-read comic relief to anyone who's pregnant, ever been pregnant, trying to get pregnant, or has ever been born. And it is funny. I'm also reading this. My friend Heather gave me this, What to Expect When You're Expecting. I'm towards the end of it. This has been a great book to read. Some of the stuff in here I don't pay attention to, but some of it has been great to read about different things that are coming up every week, or where your body is, where your baby is. I liked it. I like it. So it's been a good tool for me to have. And I'm currently halfway through this one, Bringing Up Baby, by Pamela Druckerman, and this is about French parenting. This lady notices when she moves to Paris that French children sleep through the night at 2 or 3 months old. They eat braised leeks. Their parents sip coffee while kids play by themselves. And French kids are still boisterous, curious, and creative. Why? It's, from what I've gathered so far, some of it's common sense. I don't know how to take care of a baby. I've never had a baby before. This is my first one. Is she... Who is that in front of my house? Anyway, strange car looming in front of my house. You don't know what kind of baby you're going to get. You could get a baby that sleeps through the night in the first 7 days. You could get a baby who's 10 years old and she still won't sleep through the night. But some of the stuff in here I find interesting, just because some differences between like daycares and stuff in Paris versus here, their thoughts on that. But it's, yeah, I like it. Some of it is a little boring, to be honest, but some of it's common sense stuff that you're just like, oh, maybe I should think about that when it's time to feed her or whatever. I don't have any, like, there's no way Wes and I are attacking parenthood or attacking the whole sleeping thing, but it's been interesting to read, to say the least. And then I did pick this one up because someone told me to, The Happiest Baby on the Block, The New Way to Calm Crying and Help Your Newborn Baby Sleep Longer. I don't know. I haven't read it yet. It's by Dr. Harvey Karp. It's a pediatrician and child development expert. Can teach any parent how to transform even the fussiest infant into the happiest baby on the block. Sensible advice. Yeah. I'm going to try to read it, but the baby will probably be here before I get to it. Who knows? And then 3 fun books that I've picked up but haven't had a chance to read yet. I show them to you. This one is called On the Rocks by Erin Duffy. I bought this to take to the beach back in September. Now, I didn't read it, but my mom did. She thought it was cute. But the back of it says, ever since she was a little girl, Abby Wilkes has dreamed of her wedding, the day when she'd wear a pretty white dress and look like a princess. That was before her life fell apart in front of the whole world. Her longtime boyfriend turned fiance, Ben, unceremoniously dumped her by changing his status to single on Facebook. While she was trying on the most gorgeous Vera Wang dress for the big day. Worried, her best friend Grace devises the perfect plan for Abby to get back on her game. The two of them are going to escape sweltering Boston and its constant reminders of Ben and head to Newport for the summer. In a quaint rented cottage by the sea, Grace is confident the girls will enjoy cool breezes, cocktails, and a crowd of gorgeous men. But Abby and Grace discover that in this era of social media, there is no real escape. Dating has never been easy, but now that the rules have changed and the boundaries are blurred beyond recognition, will they ever find true love? And if they do, how can romance stand a chance when a girl's every word and move can go viral within a single click? As the summer winds down to Labor Day, Abby will make some surprising discoveries about love, men, and friendship, and most importantly, herself. So, this is such a beach read, and she read it and I didn't. So, I'll have to get to this at some point. I need to like put it by the bathtub while I can still take baths and read it at some point. But the author went to Georgetown University, which I thought was cool. So I'll have that one to read. And then this one, the girl at Barnes & Noble said it was really good. A Discovery of Witches by Deborah Harkness. And it's book 1 of the All Souls trilogy. So there are 3 of these. I think this might be a teeny book. It might be a teenager book. I don't know. Deep in the heart of Oxford's Bodleian Library, Dinah Bishop, a young scholar and the descendant of witches, unearths an enchanted alchemical manuscript. Wanting nothing to do with sorcery, she banishes the book to the stacks, but her discovery has set a fantastical underworld stirring, and soon a horde of demons, witches, and other creatures descends upon the library. Among them is the enigmatic Matthew Claremont, a vampire with a keen interest in the book Equal parts history and magic, romance and suspense, a discovery of witches is a mesmerizing and addictive tale of passion and obsession that reveals the closely guarded secrets of an enchanted world. Sounds totally up my alley. Haven't even cracked it open yet. And then the third one that I am excited to read at some point is the latest Jen Lancaster book, The Best of Enemies. Like I said, I love her. I love her so much. I like her wit and her dry sense of humor sometimes. This says, Jacqueline Jordan knows conflict. A fearless journalist, she's spent the past decade embedded in the world's hotspots, writing about the fall of nations and the rise of despots. Is that how you say that? But if you were to inquire about who tops Jack's enemy list, she'd not hesitate to answer Kitty Carioch. What? Why do they put names in here you cannot pronounce? Kitty Carico. Kitty reigned supreme over the world of carpools and minivans. A stay-at-home mom, she spends her days caring for her dentist husband, 3 tow-headed children, running the PTA, and hiding vegetables in the deceptively delicious packed lunches. Kitty and Jack haven't a single thing in common except for Sarah Beth Chandler, their mutual bestie. Sarah Beth and Jack can be tomboys with the best of them, while Sarah Beth can get her girly girl on with Kitty. In fact, the 3 of them were college friends until the notorious incident when Jack accidentally hooked up with Kitty's boyfriend. Yet both women drop everything and rush to Sarah Beth's side when they get the call that her fabulously wealthy husband has perished in a suspicious plane crash. To solve the mystery around his death, Jack and Kitty must bury the hatchet and hit the road for a trip that just may bring them together if it doesn't kill them first. Yeah, I'm excited to read this too. I just hope that I have time to read at some point between now and, the first 6 months of motherhood. So yeah, I think that's where I stand with books. I'm so sorry for those of you who like these videos that they've been MIA since I think the summertime. But I enjoy talking about books and showing you what I've picked up or what I just read and if I liked it or not. I'm sorry I don't get into really detailed book reviews. It's just not my style because if you haven't read it, I'm not ruining it for you. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, and let me know if you've been reading anything or if you like any of these things, or if you had a list of books you wanted to read this year. Did you get through them? I hope you did. I hope you were as successful as I feel like I was. I am patting myself on the back for reading as much as I did. I enjoy it, and it's nice to take the time, and it is a way to do something for yourself. You know, just like some of us go shopping or take baths, taking time to just read a little bit and carving out that little bit of time at the end of your day or whenever you have to disconnect from the world, you know, of like work and bills and family and all that. It's nice. It's a nice treat. So thank you for joining me on this video, and I'll see you guys very soon. Bye.